On February 10, 2025, former President Donald Trump sent shockwaves through the global trade system. He announced a 25% tariff on all steel imports and a 10% tariff on all aluminum imports. This move, announced at a rally in Ohio and formalized later in the Oval Office, marks a significant escalation in Trump's protectionist trade agenda. This time, no country is exempt from these sweeping tariffs. This includes even close allies like Canada and Mexico, who were spared from the brunt of similar tariffs imposed in 2018. The announcement immediately drew sharp criticism from international leaders and industry groups. Many fear a potential trade war, with retaliatory tariffs on American goods. The move also raised concerns about potential price hikes for consumers on goods ranging from cars to canned beverages. This latest move is seen by many as a return to Trump's signature America First policy. This approach prioritizes protecting American jobs and industries, even at the cost of global trade relations. The question now is whether this aggressive stance will yield the intended results or further inflame trade tensions worldwide. Trump's tariffs aim to protect American jobs and industries, especially steel and aluminum. He argues these sectors are crucial for national security and have been undermined by foreign competitors. Countries like China are accused of dumping cheap metals, harming U.S. producers and jobs. The administration believes tariffs will address the trade deficit and encourage buying American. Critics argue tariffs are a tax on consumers and could harm the economy. They warn of higher prices and potential job losses in industries relying on imports. This is not the first time Trump has resorted to tariffs as a tool to protect American industries. In 2018, he imposed a 25% tariff on steel imports and a 10% tariff on aluminum imports from most countries. Those tariffs, however, included exemptions for Canada, Mexico, and several other key trading partners. These exemptions were later revoked and reinstated at various points, creating uncertainty in the global market. The 2018 tariffs had a mixed impact. While they did lead to a surge in domestic steel and aluminum production, they also resulted in higher prices for manufacturers and consumers. The tariffs also sparked retaliatory measures from other countries, leading to a trade war that damaged the global economy. This time around, the stakes are even higher. The global economy is still reeling from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, and the ongoing war in Ukraine has created further instability. The imposition of new tariffs could exacerbate these challenges and push the world into a recession. Market reactions, uncertainty, and volatility grip investors. The immediate response from the markets to Trump's announcement was one of uncertainty and volatility. Stock prices for major U.S. steel and aluminum producers surged in anticipation of increased demand. However, broader market indices, such as the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500, experienced declines as investors grappled with the potential fallout from a trade war. The price of steel and aluminum also saw an immediate uptick in response to the tariffs. This was driven by expectations of reduced supply and increased demand for domestically produced metals. However, this price hike is likely to be passed on to consumers in the form of higher prices for cars, appliances, and other goods that rely on these metals. Currency markets also reacted swiftly to the news. The U.S. dollar strengthened against major currencies such as the euro, the yen, and the Canadian dollar. This is because the imposition of tariffs is seen as a sign of protectionism, which tends to boost the value of the imposing country's currency. A world-divided international backlash, and the specter of a trade war. The international community has met Trump's tariff announcement with widespread condemnation and threats of retaliation. The European Union, Canada, and Mexico have expressed strong opposition, calling the tariffs unjustified and protectionist. These countries argue that the tariffs violate international trade rules and harm the global economy. Canada, the largest supplier of steel and aluminum to the U.S., has threatened retaliatory tariffs on American goods. The European Union has also threatened tariffs on American goods like Harley-Davidson motorcycles and bourbon whiskey. China has denounced the tariffs and vowed to protect its interests. China has already imposed tariffs on billions of dollars worth of American goods in retaliation. The prospect of a global trade war raises concerns about the stability of the global economy. Economists warn that a trade war could lead to higher prices, job losses, and slower economic growth worldwide.